Sorry, guys, I didn't know the audio wasn't working. But here's our list for this one. Let me pull up. I'll pull up the list for the breaks we have tonight here real quick. So this is a future break schedule link here. You can see these are the scheduled breaks we have tonight. We got Encore Football, 658, 24 Donruss Elite International. It's a 2 hobby box break, PYT 663. 25 Luminance Football Hobby, PYT 675. 24-25 Finest Basketball Hobby, PYT 674. 25 Donruss Baseball Hobby, PYT 640. 25 Prism Baseball Hobby, PYT 644. And then we end the night with our 24 Prospect Edition. It's a 3 hobby box break, PYT 645. As you can see, we have some spots now. These numbers might be a little off. That's what we had left when we went live tonight. And then we got Friday's schedule here too. This is the future break schedule. The link is in the chat. Here is our list for this one. Get your guesses in for the player on the last auto. This is 24 Encore Football Hobby, PYT 658. Wild ride down here with the Cardinals in the bottom spot. Good luck to everybody in the breaks tonight. Let's get started with this. So we got 10 packs per box, 6 cards per pack. Grab those spots in the final breaks tonight. We'll get those filled. We will be back on Friday. I got almost all last night's breaks sorted. We'll start shipping those out. There we go. Pack number 1, break number 1. We got Puka Nacua to start us off. Jonathan Allen, Trayvon Walker, Jameson Williams. We got a head-to-head. This is Larry Brown, Yancey Thigpen for Dallas and Pittsburgh. And that one, we are going to have 2 different owners here, so we will random this one off. I think. Yep, okay, we'll do that one at the end. This one is not numbered, no. Person Steel rookie. Okay, guys, we have 1 auto per box. You guys are guessing the player on that auto for 20 in credit. You do not have to be in the break to guess. There's Gardner Minshew, Derek Carr, Evan Ingram, Joe Burrow. The future is now Amon-Ra St. Brown, Byron Murphy. Devonta Smith, Romeo Dobbs, Jerome Ford, Kendrick Bourne on the purple out of 75. Caleb Williams on the rookie aura. Jordan Jefferson rookie there. Up next after this is our International Donruss Elite Football 2 hobby box break. That is coming up next. There's Mike Evans, Jacoby Brissett, Micah Parsons, David Montgomery. Future is now Dalton Kincaid, Dejuan Edwards for Pittsburgh. Travis Kelce, Deron Payne, CeeDee Lamb, James Cook. Future is now, that is DeAndre Swift, Luke McCaffrey rookie. Brock Purdy, Christian Watson, LJ Collier, Debo Samuel. That's going to be out of 75, 28 out of 75. We got our team pinnacle, Jordan Love, the Packers, CJ Stroud, and the Texans. That is another one we will be random this one at the end as well. Blake Corum. Tajay Spears, Christian McCaffrey, Tyson Bagent, and our auto, Ray Davis. That is going to go to the Buffalo Bills rookie, Ray Davis on the auto. Goes out of 199. You got the blueprints, Joe Montana, Ricky Pearsall rookie. Wandale Robinson, Deshaun Watson, Brandon Cooks, Will Levis on the winning materials. Him right there for Tennessee. That is out of 199. We have a head-to-head. Brett Favre, Warren Sapp. And again, that'll get random at the end as well. Jaden Hicks, rookie. And we got our last 2 packs. Stephon Gilmore, Jamal Adams, Trevor Lawrence. Another head-to-head. This one's going to be numbered a red one. Between the Cowboys and Bills, they do have 2 owners on that as well. Out of 75. And Charles Woodson for the Packers. For Palomalu for the Steelers on this one. Another one to random. And Orahoro on the rookie there. And the last pack. Geno Smith, Aaron Williams, Cole Kmet, Spencer Rattler. That is out of 150. Rookie aura, that is Brian Thomas Jr. and Ryan Flournoy for Dallas. Let me top load this one. All right, we'll random off the head-to-heads and the team pinnacles after I top load the rest of these. We'll do the randoms. Then we will recap. Then we'll move on to 24 Donruss Elite International Hobby boxes. And that is a 2-box break. Grab your spots, guys, in the rest of the breaks tonight. There is a link pinned in the chat. There's a code to get 10% off any of those remaining spots as well. We will be live again on Friday. Got a full slate of breaks for Friday. All right, we're going to do the left-right random for the head-to-heads. So the teams on the left, we got the Cowboys, the Packers. Teams on the right, we got the Bills, Steelers, and Buccaneers. We'll do left-right for that one. And we have the team pinnacles we'll do after. The fronts. Packers on the fronts here. And Pittsburgh and Houston on the backs. So let me get those randomizers set up. All right. Do the head-to-heads. So we'll do the left to right random on those. All right, we're going to roll the dice on whichever position's in the top spot after that. After we randomize this list that many times, the teams on that spot will get the cards. And the same for the front to backs for the team pinnacles. Let's roll the dice. We're going to do the 3 times here for the left and right. 1, 2. This is the third and final time. 3 times. Teams on the left. Teams on the left will get the head-to-heads. Teams on the left here, we got the Packers, Brett Favre, the Cowboys, Larry Brown, and the Cowboys, Smith there. All right, now we'll do the front to back. We got the Packers, Charles Woodson, Jordan Love on the front. And we got Houston and Pittsburgh, Troy Polamalu, CJ Stroud on the back. All right, so here we go there. There's our front and backs. Let's roll the dice again. We got 1 and 1 for 2. 2 times. Good luck. There's a 1. Maybe. There's 1 and 2. 2 times. Going to the teams on the back. That'll be Pittsburgh and Houston on these. Teams on the back, CJ Stroud, Troy Polamalu. All right, let's do our recap, then we'll move on. We have the head-to-head. This was going to Dallas. That is out of 75. Kendrick Bourne, one of the Patriots, out of 75. Deebo Samuel out of 75 for the Niners. Spencer Rattler out of 150. Going to the Saints. Will Levis on the winning materials. That is out of 199 going to the Titans. And our auto guess of the break was Ray Davis. That was one out of 199 going to the Bills. All right, guys, that'll do it for break number 1. We got 6 more breaks left tonight. We do have spots available if anybody wants to grab them. Link is in the chat. Let me pull up the list here. And the title, this one is full. You guys are going to be guessing the player on the last numbered parallel out of this. No autos are guaranteed, but they are possible. This is 24 Donruss Elite Football 2 International Hobby Box Break PYT 663. And this one is full, but we do have spots available in a couple breaks tonight. All right, there's our list. Doug's down here with the Cowboys in the bottom spot. Get your guesses in for the player on the last numbered parallel. We'll be right back with PYT 663 in just a moment. All right, good luck, everybody. Here is PYT 663. 6 packs, 5 cards per pack per box. And we're guessing the player on the last numbered parallel in here. We have several numbered parallels per box. Autos are possible, not guaranteed. Empty box. Empty box number 2. Good luck to everybody in this one. And you do not have to be in the break to guess, so if you're watching live, get those guesses in. We have Troy Franklin, Von Witherspoon, James Conner, Patrick Mahomes, DJ Moore. 25 limited footballers up next after this one. We got a kid reporter card. We have Reggie Wayne out of 249. Isaiah Davis out of 999. Jets. Warren Sapp. TJ Watt. Christian McCaffrey. A nice one, the die cut out of 9. Jacob Cowing. That is going to the Niners. We follow that up with a Jordan Travis 6 out of 7. That was going to the Jets. Jamar Chase. Cortland Sutton. Bryce Young. Can you get those guesses in for the player on the last numbered parallel? There's TJ Watt out of 90. 79 out of 90 for the Steelers spot. Reggie Wayne, Cole Kmet, Breece Hall, Josh Allen. Out of 349, we have the Spellbound. Max Crosby for the Raiders. Brian Robinson, Eli Manning, Jacoby Myers, Kenneth Walker. Another kid reporter card. We got Matthew Stafford out of 399. Travis Kelsey, Justin Herbert, Tua, and Ayuk. Let's top load what we have so far here. Still have time to get those guesses in for the player on the last auto. Grab those last remaining spots in tonight's breaks. The link is pinned in the chat. There's a code there to use at checkout too, so you can get your 10% off. We will be breaking again on Friday. We got that schedule put together, so grab your spots in that using the future break schedule as well. Get these top loaded and we'll do the rest of this break. And Luminance is up next. If you're in that one, you won't have to wait much longer. Jalen McMillan out of 399. Devon Witherspoon, James Conner, Patrick Mahomes, DJ Moore. We got an auto. This is going to Houston. That is Cade Stover out of 499, the turn of the century auto. One of the Houston Texans spot. Cade Stover. Bryce Young, Warren Sapp, TJ Watt, Christian McCaffrey. Get the Porter card. Jared Verse out of 249. One of the Rams. Cole Kmet. Brees Hall. Jamar Chase. Sutton. 3 packs left. Spellbound. This time Sam Laporta for the Lions. That one's out of 349. Eli Manning. Jacoby Myers. Kenneth Walker. Reggie Wayne. We got Peyton Willis out of 25 on the black parallel, 1 out of 25 for the Steelers. Justin Herbert. We got Tua, Ayuk, Brian Robinson Jr. Jalen Wright, the rookie on deck. Otis Anderson, Puka Nakua, Ramondre, and Marquise Colston. Let's top load recap and move on with Luminance. PYT 675 is coming up next. We also have Topps Finest NBA coming up after that. Jalen McMillan out of 399 for Tampa. Out of 249, Jared Verse. Out of 349, the Spellbound, we have Sam Laporta. Out of 25, Peyton Wilson. Reggie Wayne out of 249 for the Colts. Out of 999, Isaiah Davis. 5 out of 9, Jacob Cowing. 6 out of 7, Jordan Travis. That one is for the Jets. Out of 90, TJ Watt. Out of 349, Max Crosby. Out of 399, Matthew Stafford. Out of 499, that is Cade Stover on the turn of the century auto. All right, guys, that does it for this one. PYT 675 Luminance Football is up next. Get your guesses in for the player on the auto in that one. I'll update the title in just one moment. And we'll pull up the list for this one. Okay, we do have some spots remaining. If you guys want to grab them, use the link pinned in the chat. All right. All right, down here we have the Cardinals in the bottom spot. Again, there's 33 spots in this one because there is the NIL mystery auto / points spot. Get your guesses in for the player on the last auto in this one for 20 in credit. We should have 3 autos. BYT 675 Luminous Footballs coming up next. All right, here we go with Luminous Football. 2025 Luminous Football. 3 autos, 1 mem per box on average. 2 box. There's our 4-pack. Good luck to everybody in this one. Number 1. We start off with Kool-Aid McKinstry. Austin Eckler. I'll take Culpepper. And we got a light speed auto. Mike Quick for the Eagles out of 100. First of 3 autos. Light speed. We have Shador Sanders out of 299. And we get a mem in this one. Derrick Henry XL jersey. That one is not numbered. Ian Ward on the dynamic. We got Malachi Starks. Jake Beck. And Luther Burden. Quarter card. X pack. Steve Young for the Buccaneers. Deuce McAllister for the Saints. Joe Burrow. Well, there's a nice one. Bright Beginnings. Ricky Pearsall, man. That one is out of 50. Jeremy Shockey out of 299. The Giants. They will take all these mems and autos. Pernell Brown. Future signatures. That'll go to the NIL spot. Is it NIL auto? Pernell Brown is the 3rd. We got Drake Man listed. Besiege Cam Scatabo. Ashton Genty. And Luke Lackey. Let's top load what we have so far, and we got 2 more packs left. Up next after this one is 24-25 Topps Finest Basketball. So if you're waiting on that one, that is coming up next. We will be back again on Friday. Make sure you guys bookmark that future break schedule page. That's where you guys can check out everything we have listed on eBay, everything we have scheduled. The future break schedule link is in the chat. We do have a code to get 10% off tonight's remaining spots. That is pinned in the chat. All right, we got 2 packs left here. You guys are guessing the play on that last auto with 20 in credit. Baker, Quentin Johnston, Justin Jefferson, Devin Neal is out of 100, 80 out of 100 on the Devin Neal. For the Saints, Tet McMillan out of 35, 7 out of 35 for the Panthers. And Keyshawn Butte auto for the Patriots. That one's out of 300. $30 out of 300 there. Nico Collins, Io Manor, Nico Collins, and Kobe Hudson, Kevin Porter card. The last pack should have our last auto in there. It's a nice box of Loomis. We got some extras in this one. There's Chase Brown, Chuba Hubbard, Dan Marino, CJ Stroud, out of 150. That's Kelvin Banks Jr. Jalen Lane, that is out of 700. Jalen Lane for the Commanders is the guess of the break. Rookie wide receiver Jalen Lane. Oops. Yeah, we have Chase Brown on the Fusion. Xavier Watts, Shador Sanders, and Mason Graham for the Browns. All right, let's top load and recap. Yeah, that was a good box of Luminance there. We got 24-25 Topps Finest NBA coming up. That's PYT 674. We have Don Russ Baseball Hobby after that. We have a link pinned in the chat to grab the last remaining spots in tonight's breaks. Plus, there's a code there next to the link. You can copy and paste, use at checkout to get 10% off those remaining spots. That is Devin Neal. That is out of 100. That is going to the Saints spot. Tet McMillan out of 35. Going to the Panthers. Kelvin Banks out of 150. Going to the Saints. Shador Sanders out of 299. Going to the Browns. Cam Ward on the Dynamic going to the Titans. Jeremy Shockey out of 299 for the Giants. Derrick Henry XL jerseys. Number going to the Ravens. Ricky Pearsall, Bright Beginnings Mem out of 50. Going to the 49ers. We have Lightspeed Inc. out of 100. Mike Quick for the Eagles. We have the Vernell Brown the third NIL auto. Keyshawn Butte out of 300. One of the Patriots. And our final auto is Jalen Lane out of 700 for the Commanders. All right, guys, that does it for that one. We got an extra mem, extra auto in there. So let's do our NBA break next. Let me get the title updated. We'll pull the list up. All right, there's our NBA list. This is 24-25 Topps Finest Basketball Hobby PYT 674. Get your guesses in for the player on the last auto. We'll be right back in just a moment. All right, here we go, guys, with PYT 674. 24-25 Topps Finest Basketball, 2 autos per box on average. 6 packs, 10 cards per pack. NBA started again tonight. Topps will be coming out with their licensed NBA product soon. Let's see if it's better than Panini or not. Too bad all the companies shouldn't have licensed cards and then kind of pick products we like instead of just having only a handful. There's LaMelo Ball, Trae Young, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, Keyshawn George is our first auto. Let's go into Washington. The Masters rookie auto. We have out of 150 Kawhi Leonard, 79 out of 150. Bilal Coulibaly out of 75. The arrivals. AJ Mitchell. Wemby out of 150 on the showstopper. Die cut there. And Jared Allen. Next back. And Donruss Baseball is coming up next. If you're in that one, don't have to wait much longer. There's Kyrie Irving, Josh Giddey, Jason Tatum, Jalen Green, Antonio Reeves, Desmond Bain, Devin Carter, Yves Messi, Brandon Miller, Marcus Smart, Brandon Ingram, Devin Booker, Wemby, Shaden Sharp, Marcus Smart. Yeah, this is definitely not their best design. 13 out of 50. Shaden Sharp, Austin Reeves, Showstopper Jaime Jaquez, Rivals Jalen Tyson, refractor there. Some of these will get top loaded before we ship. Caldwell Pope. We got 3 packs left. We should have 1 auto left. I'm really not sure why they didn't just design these like the baseball and football finest, but Jalen Brunson, Clint Capella, Eric Lively, Ron Holland, there's Bronny James, Barry Smith, X Factor Jalen Brunson, another Bronny James on the debut die cut, Jason Tatum, Anthony Simons. And up next is Donruss Baseball, then we got Prism Baseball, and we end it with Prospect Editions Baseball. Paul George, Stephen Castle, Deron Sharp, Evan Mobley. Topic is our auto here. Nikola Topic. Rookie Finest auto. Tyrese Halliburton on a 250. Josh Giddey. Got Shannon Jr. Nikola Topic. The Rivals. He's Messi. Our final pack. We're going to top load our numbered parallels. Recap, then we'll move on to Donruss Baseball. Scoot Henderson. Colin Sexton. Kyle Kuzma. Tyrese Halliburton. Isaiah Stewart. Ron Holmes out of 125. Grant Williams Refractor. SGA Showstopper. Tyler Smith on the debut Refractor. And we had Fred Van Vliet. And it's top load recap. Then we'll move on. We got 3 more breaks tonight, guys. Donruss Baseball PYT 640 coming up next. Grab your spots, guys, in these upcoming breaks tonight. Link is in the chat. We also have that future break schedule link if you guys want to grab Friday's spots as well. Kawhi Leonard out of 150. Out of 75, we have Koulibaly. Wemby out of 150 on the Showstoppers. Out of 50, Shaden Sharp. Out of 250, Tyrese Halliburton. Out of 125, Deron Holmes. Keyshawn George on the Masters auto. And we have Nikola Topic on the Rookies Finest auto. And that is going to do it for this one. Topic was the guess of the break. We didn't have anyone guess that, so that would have been 20 in credit. We will do a guess on 2025 Donruss Baseball. A lot of vets and prospects to guess on that one. Would be nice if we could give away 20 in credit tonight. Keep those guesses coming in. We had 6 spots left earlier. Let's see if any of them sold. We're down to 3 spots. Let me update this. All right, guys, we got the list update. We got the Marlins, Cardinals, Nationals available. Anybody wants those teams, now's the time to grab them. Hope I forgot to update the title. You guys get your guesses in for the player on the last auto for 20 in credit. There's our list. Your names are on the left. Your teams are on the right. Good luck to everybody in this one. PYT 640, 25 Donruss Baseball coming up next. All right, here we go, guys. Grab the Marlins, Cardinals, Nationals. Let's get this one filled. PYT 640 coming up right now. It's your Don Russ Baseball, 24 packs, 8 cards per pack, 3 autos, mims. Going to be a combination of 3. Could have 3 autos, could have 3 mims, could have 1 auto, 2 mims, vice versa. Typically, we do have 1 auto. If we don't have an auto, we'll do last mim, but most likely we will have several autos. So get your guesses in for the players on those autos. I'm going to undo all the packs here, get the cards stacked up, and then we'll get started on this one in just a second. Get these opened up. Don't forget to grab your spots in the Prism Baseball. And we have Prospect Edition after that. Grab your spots in the Friday's break. Use that FIFA break schedule link in the chat to do that. If you haven't already, make sure you bookmark that page. You can always check on what we have listed, especially listed, what we have scheduled as far as breaks go. This is Donruss Baseball PYT 640. We have Prism Baseball PYT 644 coming up next after this one. We have spots available if you guys want to grab them. Make sure you use that link pinned in the chat. Get your 10% off. Use that code at checkout as well. All right, we got all our cards here. Good luck to everybody in this one. And you guys are guessing the player on the last auto or mim, whichever it is here. There's Thomas Sagasi, Johnny Mize, Bucky Dent, Jim Leland, Luis Baez. There's an auto to start us off. Right away, we got Christian Campbell on the refractor auto, silver auto. Christian Campbell for Boston. Nice auto there. A rated prospect. Dalton Rushing. Brock Wilken. Albert Pujols. Spencer Agaretti. Al Ripken. Jake Arrieta. That one is out of 79. Marcelo Meyer on the clearly Don Russ for Boston. Bomb Squad, Carlos Beltran. Christian Moore. We got Carson Williams, Junior Caminero, Mike Schmidt, Ken Griffey Jr., Randy Johnson, Bobby Miller on the silver, Pete Kinsler on the optics silver, Dylan Head, Roman Anthony rated prospect Jim Thome. That is Brooks Lee, Buster Posey, Tony Perez, Jake Bloss, Gary Sheffield on the milestones, Bryce Eldridge, Franklin Arias on the rated prospect. Our next stack here, we got Yadier Molina, Ricky Henderson, Mike Piazza, Michael Young, Jim Palmer. That's out of 250 going to Baltimore. Nick Kurtz, rated prospect optic there. Rayland Dougherty, Kim Caminetti, Jim Palmer, Don Mattingly, Jimmy Rollins, Jeff Bagwell, Terry Francona, Kobe Mayo on the bomb squad. What is not numbered, but that's like the Starburst. Trey Morgan, Kendall George, Andrew Jones, Dylan Cruz, Pablo Sandoval, Nick Yorkie, Mariano Rivera, and Bobby Witt on the optic out of 149. David Shields, Bubba Chandler, Carlos Beltran, Pedro, Robin Ventura, Justin Pedroia, Paul Skeens, Charlie Condon on the Marvels, big filler right there. Malcolm Moore rated prospect, Cooper Pratt, Cliff Lee, Chipper Jones, Jim Rice, Jacob Wilson, Tony Oliva out of 25. That's 17 out of 25 on that one. Jace Jung, Jet Williams, Drew Gilbert, Juan Marichal, Deion Sanders, Brett Loader. That is Alex Gordon. Thatcher Hurd, Levi Sterling, Chase Burns, Spencer Jones, Manny Ramirez, Eddie Matthews, Kirstead, Jake Peavy, Jack Leiter, Kirby Puckett milestones, another filler. Oops, we got a card behind that. That is Tink Hintz, Billy Amick, Terry Francona, Colt Keith, Arte, Jim Leland, Connor Griffin, silver for the Pirates, nice one there. Chase Dolander, Luis Baez, Dolander again on paper there. Jim Cox, Huey Reese, Luis Angel Acuna, Edgar Martinez, Tim Hudson, Unleashed, Tommy White, James Tibbs, Griffo Farrell. The Orioles. About halfway through this one, a little more than halfway possibly. There's Jace Jung, Ian Kinsler, Austin Wells, Evan Carter, Arte for the White Sox, Catfish Hunter out of 149. Nice little team color match there with the green. George Lombard Jr., Starlin Cava from Miami, Aaron Baker, Bobby Witt Jr., Dwight Gooden, Jake Arrieta, Jordan Lawler. We got greetings from Texas, Evan Carter, Jacob Mizorowski, Boston Bateman, Tim Hudson, David Ortiz, Willie Stargell. Again, guys, grab those last remaining spots, tonight's breaks. Use that link in the chat out of 99. Another Christian Campbell, nice hit for Boston there. We got Ben Hess. The Jersey Kings, our first man. That is Cam Smith going to Houston. One is not numbered. Leo DeVries on the radio prospect. Tommy Troy. Let's top load what we have so far, and then we'll get to the rest. We have 2 breaks left. We got Prism Baseball coming up next. We had a couple spots left in this one. We had the Marlins, Cardinals, Nationals when we went live. I don't know if any of those have sold yet. Hit 1 auto so far, 1 mem. You guys are guessing the player on the last of those hits. We got 2 more baseball breaks. And this is Don Russ Baseball. Then we have Prism 2025 Baseball. 2024 Prospect Edition 3 Hobby Box break to end the night. That break has 18 autos typically in it. About done with our 25 Don Russ break here. There's Paul Skeens, Will Wagner, Lou Gehrig, Jake Bloss, Will Wagner on the optic, Prince Fielder on the bomb squad, Levi Sterling, Nick Kurtz, Will Clark, Kobe Mayo, Johnny Bench, Alex Rodriguez for Texas. Their prospect out of 199, that is Kendall George. That is for the Dodgers. Spencer Jones, Ben Hess, Seaver King, Frank Thomas, Connor Norby, Zebby Matthews, Tony Oliva, Lou Gehrig, all schemes on the Marvels. We got Brody Becht, Charlie Condon, Kristen Waldrop. That is Jackson Churio for the Brewers. Is Wood for the Nationals, and then we have Aaron Judge. There's James Tibbs on the orange. Ooh, we got a redemption here out of 199. Thomas Sagasi for the Cardinals. Signature Series red. I don't know what the red parallels are numbered to. That might be our guess of the break. I want Cassie, Walker Janik, Bobby Miller, Mariano Rivera, Reggie Jackson, Roger Clemens, Adam Wainwright on the optic, Spencer Jones, Elite Series, Delata rated to prospect is Tekoa Roby, Sammy Sosa, Billy Martin, Greg Maddux, Aaron Judge, Vance Honeycutt out of 199 for the Orioles. 199 there. Seaver King for the Nationals. Sasaki, Braylon Payne, Raider prospect. Kumar Rocker, Ryan Braun, Mike Mussina, Brett Campaneris, Andrew Walters, Raider prospect optic. Bomb squad of Gary Sheffield out of 199. Jared Thomas, Bryce Cunningham, John Smoltz, Jack Leiter, Adam Wainwright, Andrew Walters, Catfish Hunter, Jordan Lawler, TJ Morlando, and we have Carson Benji. Let's top load recap, then we're going to move on to Prism. This was 25 Don Russ baseball. And guys, get your guesses in for these upcoming breaks as well. We'll do that after this one for Prism. We will be back again on Friday, guys. So if you haven't grabbed spots for Friday's breaks, use that feature break schedule to hop in those. 9 p.m. Central Friday. I will be getting next Monday's schedule together as well later in the week. Be on the lookout for that. That'll be on the future break schedule page as well. That link is in the chat. Out of 199, we have Kendall George, James Tibbs on the optic out of 199. Thomas Sagasi, a red signature series, a red for the Cardinals there. Out of 199, Vance Honeycutt. Out of 199, Bomb Squad of Gary Sheffield. Jim Palmer out of 250. Bobby Witt Jr. out of 149. Tony Oliva out of 25. 17 out of 25 for the Twins. Catfish Hunter out of 149. Out of 99, Christian Campbell. Pink Velocity Jake Arrieta out of 79 for the Cubs. Jersey Kings Cam Smith and an auto of Christian Campbell. That does it for this one. The 2025 Prism Baseball is coming up next. I always feel like I'm saying prison baseball, but it is Prism. All right, let's update our title and everything on this one. Let's see if any of these. Let me update this other list real quick because the last three sold on the end, I'm pretty sure. Your guesses in, guys, for the player on the last auto in 2025 Prism Baseball. That is what's coming up next. Looks like here to. All right, here's our title change. UIT 644 coming up next. This one is full. What do we got? A raise. Marlins and Cardinals in this one as well. All right, I'm updating this list. Get those guesses in. I'm going to start this one in just a moment. All right. Here's our list for this one. This is 25 Prism Baseball Hobby PYT 644. Should have 3 autos per box on average. Get your guesses in for the player on the last auto in this one for 20 in credit. We'll be right back with Prism Baseball in just one moment. All right, guys, here we go. We do have a first off the line Prism break listed as well if you guys want to grab that. There's 3 autos, 12 packs, 12 cards per pack. This is Prism Baseball Hobby PYT 644. There's our empty box. Packs. And here we go. Number 1. Prospect Edition. Baseball's coming up after this one. Dylan Cruz, Braylon Payne, Amala, Campanella, Churio, Carter Jenkins, Grover Alexander out of 499. Ethan Anderson on the sensational signatures for Baltimore. As auto number 1. That is out of 199. Get those guesses in for the player on the last auto in this one for 20 in credit. You do not have to be in the break to guess. There's Christian Moore, Josu DePaula, Deion Sanders, Seaver King. Prospect Edition Baseball is up next. That one may be full. I'm not sure. We had spots available when we went live tonight. There's a link if you guys want to check that out. Plus, we have the future break schedule link if you guys want to grab spots. Friday's breaks, there's Montez, Ryan Salone, Larry Walker, Elston Howard, Tommy White, Enrique Bradfield, Sammy Sosa on the red out of 299. Yogi Berra on a refractor. Sasaki, Dingers, insert. Alex Rodriguez, Clemente, Honeycutt. Marlon Caba, Jason LaViolet, Ozzie Smith, Adam Jones, Andrew Painter, Bryce Rainier, Rayner for Detroit. So it's going to be numbered 199 as well. Jack Leiter out of 99. Violet out of, oh, that's a red wave. Those are not numbered. Jesus Mate, Austin Wells, Jay Dixon to Paez, James Tibbs. Tim Hudson, Robin Youts, Press Speaker, Junior Caminero, Tony La Russa, Rod Carew, Asian Kim on the green scope out of 75 for the Dodgers. Michael Rico. Let's go to the Cubbies. out of 199. Could possibly be the guess of the break. Keep getting your guesses in because we may get another auto. We'll just have to see. Deion Sanders. Bryce Matthews for Houston. Benito Santiago. Leo DeRocha. Prospect Edition Baseball's up after this one. Trey Morgan, Griffel Farrell, Cliff Lee, Brett Saberhagen, Jake Arrieta, Joe Torre, Bill Hodges on the blue, out of 199. Wyatt Sanford, Silver Travis Pazana, Bob Gibson, Waldrop Rosario, Thomas White, Jordan Lawler, Prince Fielder, Matt Shaw, Johnny Mize, Brady House, Braden Taylor, out of 499. Connor Griffin, silver. Those silvers will get top loaded, but Chandler. Thistle Fielder, Yogi Berra, Theo Gillen. And we got 6 packs left. We're halfway through. Top load these real quick. Get your guesses in for the player on the last auto. We still may have an extra auto in here. Also, grab your spots in Prospects Edition Baseball. We'll be doing guesses for that once that break starts as well. We'll have 18 autos in that one. And there's a 3-box break. Here's our next pack. Johnny Bench, Nelson Cruz, Bronson Arroyo, Homer Bush, Jim Rice, Billy Martin, Christian Campbell on the team color red there out of 299. Red Wave, Theo Gillen, those are not numbered. Hagen Smith Prismatic Mojo, that is out of 25, 18 out of 25. Robin Ventura, Rhett Loader, Colin Hawk. That is Brock Porter. Joshua Gonzalez, Mizorowski, Zevi Matthews, Mike Piazza, Tony Oliva, Hank Greenberg, purple out of 149, Bryce Cunningham, Asiala Kim Fireworks, Derling, Chase Young, Owen Ryan. Next pack. Roger Hornsby, Agaretti, Carson Williams, Paul O'Neill, Hideki Matsui, Dontrell Willis, Cooper Pratt out of 499 for the Brewers. Seok Yang out of 49 for Los Angeles. Wilson Montgomery, Posey, Kurtz, David Shields. Got 3 packs left, 2 after this one. That is Don Drysdale, Terry Francona, Hasian Kim, Don Mattingly, Sammy Sosa, Ty Cobb, Carson Denny out of 499. Owen Cassie, Dingers Vlad Sr., Luke Keyshaw, Luis Baez, and Roman Anthony. Travis Pizzana, Chase Burns, Luke Dickerson, C. Coe, Monty Irving, Ogasawara, Little George, purple out of 149, Andrew Jones on the red wave, Tommy White Fireworks, Jake Peavy, Ashcroft, and Singenti. Final pack of the break. And guys, if you haven't already, grab your spot from Friday's breaks. There's Ryan Clifford. Use that future break schedule link in the chat. There's Jeff Bagwell, Bobby Miller, Cal Ripken, Joe DiMaggio, Tom Glavine, Trey Savage out of 199, Carson Benji Silver, Aiden Miller, Acuna, Brooks Lee, and Kierstead. Let's top load, recap, then we'll move on to Prospect Edition. Prospect Edition is our final break of the night. Got a couple more here to top load. We'll do our recap. Any silver or red waves you saw, those will get top loaded before we ship. All right, let's do our recap here. We have the red Christian Campbell. That's for the Red Sox. Nice team color match there out of $2.99. Prismatic Mojo Hagen Smith out of 25. Hank Greenberg out of 149. Cooper Pratt out of 499. Yang out of 49. Out of 499, Carson Benji. Kendall George out of 149. Trey Savage out of 199. Sammy Sosa out of 299. Jack Leiter out of 99. Ha-Seong Kim out of 75. Phil Hodges out of 199. Braden Taylor out of 499. Grover Alexander out of 499. Ethan Anderson Sensational Signatures. That is out of 199. Prospect Signatures Bryce Renning out of 199. And Michael Tirico, that was out of 199. And the guest of the break, Sensational Signatures for the Cubs. All right, that does it for Prism Baseball. Up next is our Prospect Edition. It is a 3 hobby box break. And we should have nearly 18 autos in that one. Possibilities of kabooms as well. Let's update our title. We'll check our list, see if we got this break filled or not. If we haven't, make sure you grab your spots. Use the link in the chat. Get your 10% off. All that. We are full. I want to thank everybody for helping fill these breaks. We get this list updated here for everybody. Get your guesses in, guys, for the player on the last auto in this one. I think I got the list all the way updated. Double check. Okay. All right, here's our list. Your names are on the left, your teams are on the right. Get your guesses in for the player on the last auto in this one for 20 in credit. You can use that 20 in credit in our shop for any breaks, packs, or boxes. This is 24 Panini Prospect Edition Baseball Hobby, PYT 645. It's a 3 hobby box break. We'll be right back in just a moment to wrap it up. All right, here we go with our Prospect Edition. Here we got 3 boxes, 6 packs per box, 8 cards per pack. One, 2, number 3. We have 2 base on the back. LP Langvin, Luciano, Renders, Sean Sullivan, Mike Sirota, and then we Rhett Lowerter. Out of 199, Ryan Salone. Andy Morales. Our first auto there. Andy again on the base. Noble Meyer, Kim Caminetti, Drew Beam, Kim Caminetti red out of 199. Tommy White, Kellen Lindsay, Brandon Sparrott. For the Mets, this one is going to be numbered of 99. And this is the last break of the night. Get your guesses in for the player on the last auto in this one for 20 credit. Max Muncy, Jackson Wiggins, Brendo Maia, Ginty, Aiden Miller out of 299. Devon Luciano. We got the 2 base here. Cade Denton, Ryan Clifford. Let's go with the Diamondbacks. Alex Clinty, Griffin Burkholzer, Blake Burke, Chase Allsett, Hagen Smith, blue, out of 149. Bryce Eldridge, Brandon Sparrott, Tyson Neighbors. On to San Diego. And guys, guess the player on the last auto for 20 credit in this one. JD Gonzalez, Seaver King, Angel Martinez, Mitch Jebb, Jacob Mizorowski out of 99 for the Brewers. PJ Morlando, Jonah Tong out of 299, Aaron Fernandez for the Dodgers. Our auto. Last pack out of box number 1. And this was a 3 hobby box break. Savage, Sid Fitch, Petrano, Carlos Pazana, Kevin Sim, Ben Hess, Peyton Tolley for the Red Sox out of 25. 5 out of 25 there. Jake Bloss for Toronto on the auto. All right. Box number 2. Roderick Arias, Kevin Sim, Cam Caminetti, Drew Beam, Dalton Rushing, Peyton Tolley, prepping for the pros, Dante Nori for Philly. That one's out of 49. We have Ivan Melendez on the silver auto. Back. Fenwick Trimble, Ryan Salone, Max Muncy, Jackson Wiggins, Chase McDermott, Seaver King, Roderick Arias out of 299. We have an auto of Blake Dunn for Cincinnati. The blue auto, this one will be numbered. And a 149. Walker Martin, Joey Oakey, Christian Scott, Silas Rodon, Deron DeBurry out of 79. Oops. Let me fix my stacks. Hey guys, we will be back Friday. Grab your spots on Friday's breaks. Use that future break schedule link in the chat. Christian Moore, Dylan Culpepper, Walker Janik on the first round auto. Number 28, that is numbered out of 75. Cool auto right there. There's Jacob Wright, Paul Skeens, Cam Smith, Gino Grover, Mike Bovey, red out of 199. Tommy White, Ryan Johnson out of 99. Blake Walters on the base auto for Kansas City. Josh Nall, Drew Thorpe, Chase Davis, Blake Dunn, Parker Smith. That is out of 99. Carson Benji, Rhett Loader, Tanner Hall auto from Minnesota. Last pack of box number 2. And this is a 3-box break. Del Ricardo, get your guesses in for the player on the last auto for 20 credits and Genti. Wrong pile. Dean Diao, Classe, Brody Becht, Dylan Cruz, Angel Martinez out of 299, Ryan Holiday for St. Louis on the base auto. Griffin Burkholzer, J.D. Gonzalez, Nick McLean, Brody Becht, Braylon Dowdy out of 149. Jarrett Thomas on the ping, J.D. Dix out of 299. Cole Messina for the Rockies. On the base auto there. Don't forget to grab your spots on Friday's breaks, guys. Use that future break schedule to do that. There's Seaver King, Trey Savage, Thomas Sagissi, Matt Horvath, Eddie Rendiers out of 79 on the Pink Velocity, Sebastian Walcott, Noah Schultz, Tyson Neighbors. That's our auto in that one. That is going to San Diego. We'll get through this box here, then we'll do our recap. Another Sid Finch, LP Langview, Namala, Naylor, Joseph Redfield on the silver, Walker Janik, Sid out of 199, Caden Grice on the red auto, so we numbered. That is out of 199, going to Arizona. We got 3 packs left. Jacob Melton, Jesus Baez, Campos, McCage, Noble Meyer, Ethan Anderson, Sebastian Walcott prepping for the pros out of 199. Grant Taylor for the White Sox out of 199. This auto here. That's Grice, Waldschmidt, Benatti, Petrie, Facundo, Seaver King, Dulcini out of 199. Caleb Bomer out of the White Sox spot. Base auto. We got our last pack. Should have our last auto in it. Good luck to everybody that got their guesses in. Everybody in the break. Let's get a big one here. Gabriel Hughes, Alex Clemmy, Luke Holman, Johnny Famillo, Nathan Detmer out of 199. Trey Savage for the Blue Jays, Charlie Condon, Braylon Payne, that's a nice one. Pick number 17. Going to Milwaukee. Rookie Braylon Payne. That is out of 99 on the first round auto. He was the guess of the break. All right, guys, let's do our recap. Caleb Bomer, Grant Taylor out of 199. Caden Grice out of 199. Tyson Neighbors, Cole Messina, Brian Holiday, Tanner Hall, Blake Walters, Blake Dunn out of 149. Ivan Melendez, Jake Bloss, Yainer Fernandez, Tyson Neighbors, Yvonne Luciano, Brandon Sparat, the Mets out of 99. Yoandy Morales, our first round draft pick, Walter Janik for Houston. That one is out of 75. And then our final auto, Braylon Payne for the Brewers. That was out of 99. And the guess of the break. All right, guys, that does it for all the breaks tonight. We will be back Friday at 9 p.m. Central. Use the future break schedule to grab your spots in those breaks. I'll be getting next Monday's breaks scheduled here at the end of the week. So look out for that as well. That'll be on the future break schedule page. Bookmark that page. Appreciate everybody helping fill these breaks. Have a great night, and we'll see you on Friday.